Noah. That's our traditional greeting in our Pawnee language. My name is Sedet Ituwe. In our Pawnee language, that means the man that everyone knows. That was the name given to me after my grandfather. Even though I'm Pawnee, I was raised out here in New Mexico, and it's always really good to be back here. I went to law school here at UNM and graduated from law school as one of the first Native attorneys in the country, along with Gerald Hill. I went on to help start the Native American Rights Fund, the National Indian Legal Defense Fund, and for the last 44 years we've raised money as a nonprofit organization, hired lawyers, made them available to our tribes and organizations and individuals with important Native rights cases involving issues of sovereignty and natural resource protection and human rights. And in the process, we've been involved in cases asserting the right of Native people to have the protections of the Voting Rights Act and have their ballots translated into their own languages. We've also fought against the English-only laws that have popped up in some states. And we've also fought for the right of tribal governments to control Indian education and be able to teach languages in schools on the reservations. Because of that work, I was invited to join the board of the Indigenous Language Institute and have been pleased to serve on the board and help as best I could with all of the important things that this organization does. The organization's been led by Gerald Hill from the Oneida Nation in Wisconsin. As I said, I met Jerry many, many years ago when we were both young law students, and I followed his career over the years and worked with him from time to time at the Oneida Nation in New York. What's really important for all of you to know, and I think most of you do know, is that Jerry, in the course of his life, took the time out to learn his traditional Oneida language and is a fluent speaker. He's very well recognized in his tribe, and most recently, as we're pleased to announce today, Jerry was selected by the Oneida Nation of Wisconsin as their chief appellate judge of their tribal court. And that's a great honor bestowed on Jerry by his tribe, and we wanted to make that announcement today and make that information available to you all. So with that, Jerry, why don't you come up? We would like to present you with a gift from the Indigenous Language Institute. Maura is another one of our board members. We'll bring her up as well.
A few years ago, several board members and staff members from the Indigenous Language Institute had the great good fortune to go to New Zealand and visit with the Maori language revitalization effort in Aotearoa. And we visited several maraes and, really got to see how those people use their language and have revitalized it. And during that trip, one of the elders at a marae gave this, it's a talking stick, which is passed to the person who is supposed to be orating, to Jerry. And which was totally appropriate because he was speaking for all of us a great deal of the time, and he's a wonderful orator. And upon our return to New Mexico, or the United States, he presented this stick to the Indigenous Language Institute to keep. He felt that we should use it at meetings and when we had gatherings and what have you. But given that now Jerry is the chief appellate judge of Oneida Nation and in Wisconsin, and that we feel he's going to be a wonderful speaker for not only Oneida Nation, but as always for the Indigenous Language Institute, we would like to present this back to him and ask him to keep it in his care as he speaks for all of us.
They did this, and I didn't know about it. And I'm honored that they give me this kind of respect. It also reminds me that there's lots of people out there doing lots of work that don't get noticed. And so when we go out and do our work, we should notice those people. What Missy just showed us that we should show the little people. They're watching us more than what we say to them. They're watching how we act, what we do. And so that gives us a special responsibility. And it also gives us a responsibility to listen to people that know more than us. I'm very proud of this, and when I got this cane and brought it back from New Zealand, I was kind of afraid that the security wouldn't let me bring it because they wouldn't know what it was. So I asked the men over there, I said, "Are you sure I can bring this back on the airplane?" Because I didn't want to leave it out of my possession, like ship it. I wanted to bring it. And he said, "Don't worry about it." And nobody said anything when I went through all that security stuff. And I said, this is more like I'm accompanying the cane than I'm bringing the cane with me. So it was really a wonderful experience, and I brought it home and I showed it to my family, and I told them the story that goes with this. It's really made out of two kinds of wood. And they got it, and there's a story that the one piece that curves around the other piece is telling kind of a history of their story, and that's how they keep their culture together. There's, if you look at it closely, I'll have it, and you can look at it. There's eyes in there, and those eyes represent their ancestors, and they all have names. And most of the Maori people that we met could recite their own heritage going back to this, and so it's very important to them to do that. So it was something that made me feel like in New Zealand, so weirdly enough, I didn't even want to go in the first place, but I went because I said I would, and I was kind of hoping that my passport wouldn't come through so I could say I can't go and it's not my fault. But my passport came right through right away, and I said, I guess I got to go. But in going there, I learned to appreciate those people. And after a while, I was looking at them, and I said, they're just like us. They could come in here right now and sit down, and they'd be just like us. They're doing things that we do. And I got lonesome for my family. And I said, I do all this traveling and do all this talking and all that stuff, and I don't tell my family what I'm doing. They just know I'm going to be gone. They know I'm coming back. And I said, that's something that I need to change. So I would say to you, when you go home, Tell your family what you did and who you met and what you saw and what you thought of it, because they'll appreciate that. They want to know what we're all doing. That was something of what I got. The other thing is, when I retired in 2000 from the tribe as chief counsel for 25 years. And I thought they didn't really do anything for me. And I said, wow, how come I don't get the belt buckles and the blankets and the plaques and all that stuff? I was kind of jealous of people that did. And I went out and I became a consultant, and I was so busy, I was making money, that I didn't really have time to brood too much about being dissed like that. And I thought, after a while, I says, well, you only get that after you did something. And that was a message to me that I still have more to do. And I thought, well, besides, I got more buckles than I can use, and I got more blankets than I need, and all that. I said, why am I so greedy? I'm a greedy person. So I had to share that stuff with my family and my kids. I had to start giving away stuff because I had too much stuff. When you get old, after a while, when they say, what do you want? I'm thinking, well, I don't really want anything. I mean, I suppose I want to win the lottery or something like that that makes a difference, but get me some socks. That's enough. Anything. You feel like that when you get old. The beauty of getting old is that you get to see young people doing stuff. You get to see your own family doing stuff, and it makes you proud. And we got a lot of work to do. So we keep doing it, and we keep doing it with our families and with our young people. And we've had such a wonderful conference these last days. The last couple speakers as we go on will give us that much more. So I'm very happy to receive this, and I'm very honored, and I will be respectful of it. So are we ready for lunch? So we're ready for lunch. Thank you.